So let me just know whether my screen is visible or not.
It is.
It is okay. So as we all know that there are many basically bodies like membership bodies. Like what is IEI? IEI is Institute of Actuaries of India. What is IFOA? Institute and Faculty of Actuaries UK. And there is one more body which is one of the largest across the globe, which is the Society of Actuaries, the US body, right? So many of us don't know that how does the SOA work, and you also don't know what options are there for you. Like it might be so that SOA might be the perfect fit for you because someone might not like typing, someone might not like the time lag which is there between the exam date and the result date, which is close to 3 months of time. So today we'll understand what is SOA all about and making informed choices in our life, right? So the first myth that uh, every student has is that whether I'll get a job if I'm not doing the actuarial program from IFOA or IEI. So it's the myth, it's the top myth which a student is having. So definitely there are jobs if you're doing the program from SOA or maybe IFOA or II. All the three institutes have the equal credential. The first thing is this. Now, if you talk about the examination structure, now much of the exams in SOA are MCQ based, right? And you don't need to do the typing, etc. There is no home based exam. Uh, there is basically you go to prometric locations, and in total there are 9 to 10 prometric locations in India established at major locations where you need a valid passport to appear for the SOA exams. And the best thing about SOA board is that the initial 4 exams which I'm going to talk about, which is the FM, which is financial maths, exam P, FAM, and SRM, are all MCQ based, and you get instant results. Yes, you heard me correct. You get instant results. So as and when you sit for the exams, then and there you get the results. So isn't it amazing, right? So you don't need to keep worrying for the next 3 months that whether I'm going to pass or I'm going to fail, etc., etc. Right? So basically, the numbers might be a bit deviating, though it's a PPT that I've generated very fast. So if you see, there are very less fellows from the Indian Institute of Actuaries, right? So you also know that in actuarial science, you basically need um you also know that in actuarial science you basically need the degree of fellow, right, in order to grow in your career. So if you talk about the passing rates from the Indian Institute of Actuaries, it is a bit challenging in some of the papers to actually crack those SA level exams. And you need to understand the fact that it is totally a test of your knowledge, right? And it's not something that you if you can memorize well. And so for example, I have got a 49 in SS7 paper, right? I have got a 48.5 in a SS7 paper. So basically I might know the thing, but I'm not able to present it in the manner. Again again if you see the passing rates, maybe less than somewhat less than 20%, maybe somewhat less than 10%, 25%. But in SOA, the the clearing rate, like the passing percentage, is very standard, ranging from 40 to 60%, right? And the initial exams of PFM are held 6 times a year. Some of the exams are held 3 times a year, right? And the whole curriculum, as I will show you, and the whole curriculum is basically divided into many uh, self-paced modules as well. So if you talk about the SOA curriculum, so now I'll talk about till the associateship, right? I'll talk about associateship. So till associateship, you have 6 exams in total, which is exam P, FM. FM is financial maths. Exam P is probability. Again, there is FAM, fundamentals of actuarial maths. There is strategic risk modeling. Okay. And if you want to go for life, then you will give the exam of LTAM. If you want to go for general insurance, then you're going to go for ASTAM. And there is one more exam which is PA, which is predictive analytics, right? So predictive analytics is there, machine learning is there in this exam. So basically, these are the 6 major exams. So it is 6 exams. Again, there are three VEEs that you need to clear, some of which might get exempted from your college degree. So someone who is doing economics honors can get exempt this VEE economics exam, right? So there is VEE economics, accounting, and mathematical and statistics. So there are 6 exams, 3 modules, and there are 6 exams, 3 VEEs, and there are 4 modules, right? So among the 4 modules, if you see, among the 4 modules, there is, so what is a module? So module, you have self-paced learning structure. So if you talk about CP1, which is actuarial practice, so in SOA there is no CP1. So you have FAP, which is fundamentals of actuarial practice. So there are modules in that exam, and you can basically divide the curriculum into smaller parts, and you can do it at your self-paced um, you can do it at your own pace, right? So 6 exams, 3 VEEs, and 4 modules, right? So this is the curriculum till associateship in SOA. Again, most of the pathways which are offered in II or IFOA are actually there in SOA as well, right? And these are some of the paper structures, like the paper content, right? Fellowship, again, there is life, health, retirement, corporate finance, investment, general insurance, right? So if now everything remains the same, right? And basically, now this is a short presentation I'll talk to you. So as you all know that from whichever body you're planning to do uh, these exams, right? Whichever body you're planning to give these exams, it's actually very important to understand what fits you, right? If your senior has done it from IEI, it does not mean that you need to do it from the Indian board only, right? And so there are many uh, much more qualified professionals from SOA, and they're actively trying to penetrate in India. And so if you talk about global mobility, if you have the FSA designation, it would be really great, right? And in India, currently, there are not much FSA, so you will definitely have that edge over others if you're starting early, right? And there are exemptions as well. So if you have cleared few exams from maybe IFOA or IEI, there are exemptions in the exams from SOA, and there is no actually there is no membership fees in SOA that you need to pay, right? And if we talk about the costing, so the higher level exams in SOA are expensive, like PA and modules are expensive. But if you talk about the lower level exams, so they are not much expensive. Like average cost is around 15,000. So in IEI, per exam cost is close to 15,000. In IFOA, it is close to 26, 27,000. So from that point of view, if you talk about the first 4 to 5 exams which you need to clear till the time you are a graduate, then also SOA seems to be the cheapest. And the best thing which I like is, so in IIA and IFOA, there are exams held 2 times a year, right? And let's say suppose if you can't clear, then you need to again repeat the cycle of 6 months in order to get the next exam cleared, right? But in SOA, you can in SOA you can simply give the exam just after just after 2 months, right? So I'll show it to you. Just give me a moment. I'll show it to you how the SOA website looks like. And then once I'm done, then we can basically actually talk about the then we can actually, so is my screen visible to all of you, right?
Yes.
Okay. So now we'll talk about the pathway, right? As So this is what it actually looks like, right? So if you talk about the foundations, there is probability, financial maths, there is economics, there is accounting and finance, and there is pre-actuarial foundations, right? So I talked about I talked about four modules, right? I talked about four modules. I talked about three VEEs, and I talked about six exams. So one, two, three, four, five, six exams, four modules, which is this, and this. So it is e-learning. So it is self-paced module. So it becomes a bit easier to crack the self-paced modules. And again, there are three VEEs, right? There are three VEEs. So these three are the VEEs, right? So that's the thing till associateship, and then there is the pathway to the fellowship, right? So you can also explore this website. Okay. Now you can just click on any of this. Let's suppose I want to know about the CP1, which is fundamentals of actuarial practice. So you will always get what's in the FAP program, right? So yeah. So again, if you I talked about the fellowship requirements, right? Now we'll talk about uh, the exam days, right? So this is how your path should look like, right? And I'll just show you how. So for example, I talk about CBT exam of exam P, right? Dates and deadlines. So this is how the exam schedule looks like. So P is offered 6 times a year. So and the best thing is that you need to select a slot. You need to basically select a slot from, let's suppose, March 9 to 28, and in that any day you can give an exam, right? With the recent fluctuations in IAI exam commitments, or maybe IAI way of conducting exams, that is from home, or maybe the frequent changes, or maybe the result delay, anything you can talk about, right? So it's totally unprofessional. And you actually need to understand that um, you cannot just simply delay the results. It's as simple as that, right? So it's all vetted, right? It's one of the largest institutes. I'll also show you the strength of the SOA community, right? And basically, uh, if you talk about these exams, like P and FM are offered 6 times a year. And if you talk about, let's suppose, any other exam, so P is offered in the odd months like January, March, May, July, and you get instant results, right? And it's not so. For example, many of the students, they come up to me and they say that I am unable to actually register for the actuaries exam because I'm clashing it with my college exams. So this will not be the scenario if you're giving the exams from SOA. So you can take the exam on any particular date, right? So that's the thing, right? So as you can see, FM was there. So FM is again offered 3 times a year, right? So if a student is very, I'll say, um, studious and he wants to crack the exams, then one of the best institutes from where actually you can uh, plan your actual exams. So I'll also show you. Uh, I'll also show you the. So I guess I'll find it in this column. Member and candidate statistics. If I talk about this, so if you talk about analysis of membership, so now if you talk about the SOA, so I don't think so. Any institute is having so many fellows and associates. So in the year 2023, they were having more than 33,000 fellows and associates, right? 2022, they are having again 32,000. So this is the strength of the community, if you see, right? And here they have written something about the SOA. So it's one of the oldest also. So 1889, Society of Actuaries is the world's largest actuarial professional organization, right? And the best thing is the credibility part. Now, previously, it was expensive, but through the global pilot program, they have made it affordable, right, for the Indian students. With more than 34,000 members worldwide. So this is how they are doing it. And so the whole of the curriculum, if you see, is very practical oriented, right? And you actually don't need to worry about your results. You just need to study nicely. You don't need to worry about your results. You don't need to worry about the timing, and you don't need to worry about the typing part. And everything is actually very cool in SOA. So this is a short description about uh, the SOA board. Now uh, I would basically like to open the house for questions. If you have any questions, then you all can definitely ask me right now. Anyone who would like to ask any question?
Hello sir, good evening.
Yeah.
सर मुझे ये पूछना था कि आई एम गिविंग एग्जाम्स
बस,
फ्रॉम एसओए
uh,
ऑलरेडी.
आप अपना थोड़ा वो बताइए ना, डिटेल्स.
Okay, so my name is Vandit and I'm giving exams from SOA. Currently I'm working with EY, and I'm left with 4 exams, final 4 exams.
Final
So
4 exams means fellowship or associateship?
3 fellowship and 1 associateship.
Okay.
Yeah. So what I want to understand is, does SOA have some MRA with IAI or IFOA? If let's say I become a fellow from SOA, which I plan to do very soon. So if I become a fellow, can I
No,
get the fellowship?
basically you're giving your exams from SOA or from IEI or IFOA.
I'm giving exams from SOA. I'm only left with 4 exams.
Okay.
But what I want to understand is it possible that once I become a fellow from SOA, can I get the
I
membership
guess
from?
it is there from IFOA, but currently not there from IEI. So you
Mhm.
need to have some additional exams from IEI. So okay, you're giving it from SOA, right? So I
Yes.
don't think so. The reverse is true. But if you're doing it from IEI or IFOA,
Mhm.
then if you're giving some additional exams in SOA, then you can get it. So you need to basically drop a mail to, because it's actually new, right? And there are some paper level exemptions in IAI, but I think so it's the opposite. Like if you are having exams in IAI, then you can get it exempted in SOA,
Okay.
right? But since you're giving the exams only from SOA, so I don't think so the reverse is true.
Okay.
But again, you
Understood.
need to check it for IFOA. I think MRA might be there in IFOA, but in IAI, I'm very less sure that it's there or not in IAI
Okay. Thank you so much.
at the MRA level, right?
Hmm.
Hmm. Yeah. Anyone else would like to ask any question? Yes.
I wanted to ask, so like after like the initial exams for which we get instant results, do we get the score instantly or just to pass or fail is shown?
No, you actually get an analysis of your results. So they will give you an initial analysis of your results. So they divide the result into three parts, which is the basic part and the medium part and the advanced part. And they tell you where are you lacking in this basically part, right?
Yeah.
So let's say suppose for example, they will divide the curriculum into easy topics, medium topics, and the difficult topics. So you just get a, and it might be so that the actual results are displayed after 6 to 8 weeks. So it might be so that the results, there might be a little bit change in the results, but but the initial results are most of the times they're accurate, right? And they basically show you how it was a performance in the first portions, in the middle portions, and in the advanced portions. So it's like that.
Okay, thank you so much.
Okay. Anyone else? Any questions? Okay. So we'll definitely keep hosting. This is a series, right? So we'll definitely keep hosting more such sessions, and you just keep exploring the SOA website. And as there is no membership fees, you can definitely become. You can obviously register yourself in the SOA website to get all the updates, etc. And that's it. And if you have any questions, then you can definitely reach out to me in my WhatsApp. Thank you.